Good evening. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not the proper vampire introduction. Good evening, everybody. We're back with our Empire of Vampires.
An entire empire of vampire. It's quite wild. And it's in space now.
Yes, vamps in space. Oh, that was a good stretch. Let's see how much I can recall from memory. We are at war with the creepy plant people of the League of something unpronounceable Prima and the Tronzaru Corps. With help from the Stellaris Elders, we were able to retask our fleets into better counters for our enemies and are now fighting them to what appears to be not a perfect win for us, but at least a favorable white peace.
I'm curious to see how it unfolds, because I feel like we kind of painted ourselves into a couple corners early on, but we've been fighting our way out.
Yeah, we're still fighting with that alloy deficit that's keeping our fleets not at peak fighting condition. But our enemies aren't really in their peak form either, thanks to both the war itself and our countless raids. Thanks to bribing the Corsairs.
Let me see, this reminds me, I should pull up our name sheet for stuff. Alright, cool. Still got it.
The JMac, hey guys, how's the stream going? It just started, so it is going okay.
You tell us.
Alright. Here we are, back at Seoul. Zooming out. Yeah, so it looks like they've got some pretty powerful forces on the border again. More concerned with retaking their capital, no doubt. Which it looks like they're about to. Don't think we left much here. Maybe. It'd definitely be an interesting fight. I'm not sure if I want to, well, I can even if I wanted to. So, probably going to end up losing the occupation on their capital. They can still force a peace on us, but it's looking more and more like we might get a status quo out of it. Got about a year left before that's too much of a problem. But what we really want to do is force a battle here in our backyard where we might be able to take out this fleet that's been bothering us for so long. Let's see, I've got a couple of fleets reinforcing back at Quinn. I've got the Morbid Swarm facing off against a much weaker fleet over here that probably will end favorably soon enough. But we do have to get an army ready to retake the colonies we've been losing. Let me double check to find out. Let's see. Where are our armies? Well, that's a pretty long...
Where are all of our soldiers?
Alright, minimize that. Everything else here. Actually, you can go ahead and start researching all these technologies that the battle's left behind.
If we won't win all of our fights, the least we can do is learn from them.
Exactly. Okay, just trying to refresh myself. Oddly enough, I really like this game, but there's just not enough time in the week to get back into it.
No, yeah, I can understand that.
So I'm just trying to remember just where everything was at. Let's see, housing and no jobs. Let's go ahead and give you guys an agricultural district and a city district to make sure you don't have to worry about that. Meanwhile, at Lavish Lament, I'll go ahead and give you guys a commercial zone just to keep your unemployment down.
Our vampires need jobs, damn it.
Oh yeah, amenities here are pretty low.
Thanks, Fiend91206, for the Prime sub. Saying time to crush the enemies of the Eternal Empire. Correct. Zealous Minion with a 44-month sub streak. Saying all hail the Eternal Empire. Thank you. We will. And Rock Hurlin with 500 bits saying, thanks to you two, I bought this game, created the Terran Empire. Super original, I know. Extended my territory, so the only way in is through a few choke points and enslaved a whole race so that every Terran household had a Bruggan servant. Now that sounds like a paradise.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to lose the invasion on the core here.
Uh-oh.
That's to be expected. Even if that army failed, yeah, they're able to make more, and they can just sit over the planet and bombard our poor army. So as much as I wanted to hold the occupation of their capital, with their fleet still as powerful as they are, that was kind of going to be unfeasible. But we did win this battle in the backfield, so let's start reconsolidating our forces so we can try and take out this fleet over here.
This war may last many millennia, but it will be remembered.
Ooh, a particle lance. That's going to be a nice battleship design. That's where we're going to get the oh, what was the name that was pitched last week, but I said specifically no because of that design coming along?
Draculasers. We were saving that for a spiral mount cannon. It says on my list.
And that's going to be what the ship design that will have that will be called the Draculaser.
Perfect.
Uh-oh, it looks like the fleet we had stationed here was weaker than we thought, because they just showed up with something not too powerful, but was enough to scare off the fleet we were having repair here. That's not good.
Cosborn sub with Prime asking if mac and cheese mixed with white rice is too much. They have a hankering. I've never mixed rice with macaroni. That sounds
looks like they're getting ready for another
to me.
advance here.
Uh-oh.
Let's see, a 3K fleet, an almost 10K fleet, and the stuff they have in their home system still pretty powerful. And it looks like they're sending it our way. So that looks like there's going to be another battle for space Australia. Let's see.
Space Outback is a constant battlefield, drenched in space blood.
Okay, so those are still good for another 4 years. So what can we do over here to better our defenses? We don't have a lot of alloys. The market's still heavily bloated on that front.
Whoa! First up, thank you. Welcome to the Tiny Train Worlds with 100 bits. Saint Stellaris time. Come grab your friends. We're gonna suck blood from very distant planets with Grant, by the way, and Quinn the lawyer. The blood will never end. It's Stellaris time. Thanks for 100 bits. And Vamp Planet 419 with 3,000 bits. That will go and help fund the Eternal Empire. So thank you very, very much.
That was you sang that beautifully, Grant.
Thank you.
All right, where's this going? Oh, okay. The battle's joined. Just hoping they can end this before the station gets lost.
There's just so many things firing at each other.
Luckily, most of them seem to be our ships against theirs. Perfect. All right, you guys get repaired. Oh, they're heading for Hematoid. Poor Cruxus is in danger. It doesn't even have enough population for me to build a fortress.
There's nothing we can do!
Oh dear, they've already engaged. Ooh. Let's see, we've got about 12K against better numbers, but it's only if they really engage us around the station.
Phoenix and Ultimatum, or Phoenician, however you want that to be said. Phoenix, Ian, Ultimatum, with 1,000 bits, saying have my subversary coming up, and I just wanted to thank you for all the entertainment the two of you have supplied. Would also love to see a large ship named after Alucard called the Crimson Fucker. Well, I'll add that to the list.
You know what? There is one specific late game ship you can only have one of at a time.
Ooh.
We'll call that one the Crimson Fucker. Alright, well this isn't going well. Yeah, they've got 7k fleet power left. Our 2 fleets are spent. The space station hasn't taken any damage, so it looks like Space Australia is not going to fare well. Wait. Oh, okay, that was from when you were... Got it. That wasn't a tech we researched, that was a tech we got from all the research over here. Okay, how about you two? I don't have enough alloys to reinforce you, but I'm going to try.
We're just hanging out in space waiting for orders. Don't mind us.
Okay, yep, 2 fleets lost. Let's see, 11 corvettes, 13 corvettes. They didn't even lose a battleship. So, it's all on our very powerful, but still weaker than their fleet space station. The status quo peace is getting closer, but we might have to lose Space Australia to keep it, which, not ideal. Alright, let's see. You're done. And are you? Good. Okay, let's go ahead and claim that system. We'll need the resources. The incisors are... No, we can't afford to have that. How much would it take to claim New Quaguville? Okay, you're powerful enough as it is. Go ahead and take that system back. You will follow. Oh great, they're going to elect the council again, and it looks like both our enemies and one of our potential allies when the war's over will be on it.
Maybe we can put in a good word with them.
Alright, looks like Hematoid's about to fall again. The question is, will our response fleet be ready before they invade the colony again?
A spaceport is close to the other side.
That doesn't sound good. Yep, lost the battle for Space Australia. But at least they're not pressing their attack. If they did, they might have actually been able to take Green Vampland. Oh, hello, what's this?
But they weren't smart enough for that. Yo, thank you, Vamp Planet, for gifting a bunch of subs. Dope-de-do, Loke 721, Josh Dry 86, The Time Knife, Mitchell DP3, Lazy Icarus 13, Jake and Vena, Logical Juan, Cesaro 94, and Band Geek of Sax. Welcome to the crew, to the Eternal Empire. Also, thank you, Rakulan and Ekusford for your additional bits. Rakulan saying, by the way, Quinn, Terran Empire is right next to an ancient caretaker's fallen empire, and they screwed us over with some mystery inoculation. So when do you think would be a good time for us to take all their stuff?
A fallen empire, if you're new to Stellaris, that's going to be a long fight. Because they have, if you try to fight them, they have at least one fleet in their home system with over 200,000 fleet power.
They will be quite strong.
Not to mention, they have space stations in every system they own that has about 50,000, I think. Fighting them now, I don't know how deep you are into the game, but if you don't have a fleet that's at least as powerful as their fleet, don't bother. Because you can kind of outgame the AI in places where you're not at, like we've done during this war.
Yeah. You might lose the numbers game, but you've got that human brain of yours.
Yeah.
And Ekusfirth with their 100 bits saying, all glory and honor to the Quinpire, but Grant, make sure to remind Quinn to guard his back door. So, Quinn, guard your back door.
Well, speaking of the back door, here's the problem.
Okay.
We just got a peace offer from the League.
Oh.
They are going to allow the Tronzaru Corps to take why Space New Zealand? Oh, okay,
What?
yeah, I forget. I get Space New Zealand confused with Space Greenland and Green Vampland. Everything over here is kind of named the same. So they'll take the 3 systems on this border. So that will actually leave us with Space Australia. But out of all the systems they conquered over here, they're going to create a whole new country. And that country will be allied with the League. So we are actually going to lose 13 occupied systems.
That sounds like a lot.
It is. Here's the problem. They will force us to accept this peace in 74 days.
Yeah, so like we can't fight them off of it.
Yeah.
This is just they have the political power to make us accept this, basically.
Yeah. I'm wondering just what I can try and take back from them in 74 days, because if I can keep them. So the only reason we get to keep Space Australia even after this peace agreement is because they haven't conquered Mean again. As long as Mean is our colony, we keep the system. But they do have an army on its way. Let's see, where is it? A very powerful army, which they will no doubt move to invade the colony after I reject this offer. And unfortunately, I think everything in space moves too slowly, because like a day passes in a second at the rate we're going. So we essentially have 1 minute to take back.
We got a minute to stop this from happening.
Yeah. Let's see. 13 systems. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, it's all the systems they've taken back here. I did not know that's how an ideological war broke down. That's on me. I let them roam about the backfield completely uncontested, and this is the worst part is the nation they're making will have 2 colonies. Not very good colonies, but because they're allied with the League, and we can't really go to war with them again yet.
Yeah.
And it's leaving so much of our stuff isolated too. Like this sucks. But I'm gonna be forced to accept this peace even if I say no right now.
Well, my German vampire spirit tells me we would never surrender.
All right. I'm gonna say no. Let's see what they do with the next 74 days. Yeah, it's still
all right,
down.
guys. Time for me to enact.
Nice. Let's see.
Time for me.
Time
to enact my secret plan of putting Quinn in an unwinnable situation and act like it's all his fault.
Well, ask Terra Tremolo how I react to people putting me in bad situations. I just blame them loudly. Buddha has betrayed us.
Yeah, we abandoned Buddha when we left the planet, I think.
Yeah, I don't even think any of my fleets are going to be able to leave the systems they're in within the time frame we have left. We might get homeostasis back, but that's a big maybe. They haven't moved to invade. Oh, spoke too soon. Here they come. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. They are about to invade. The question is, can the colony hold out for like 2 weeks? Because as long as we keep the planet, we keep the system. And I'd like to keep the system. It's a good choke point that I've invested heavily in.
Would be nice.
13, 12, 11, 10, 9.
Soldiers are landing. Enemy soldiers dare to step on our hallowed soil.
Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that. They are collapsing. Force peace Oh, but they're going to hold off. They're going to hold off until they're able to take the system.
Oh, maybe we found a little loophole in this. If they don't want to force the peace, as long as we can keep the stalemate running.
I mean, the second they take the colony, they're going to force the peace. I don't think the AI is that prideful. But I don't want to lose Space Australia. Well, the peace is going to suck either way because they're going to take this giant thing. Hold on. Oh. Well, of course they want to go for status quo. They're at 100. They're at 100 as well. Nowhere near getting our war goals, though.
Debris has been analyzed.
Well,
All right, we kept Space Australia, and we now have peace. Hooray. Ugh, the administration of Dio's world, and it's such an ugly empire. Hey, authority, hey, shrimp people. Defensive pact now.
What's this enormous blemish on our lands? We'll
Yes.
destroy you.
This is what wars get ya. Well, luckily, we're forced into a truce for 10 years, unless someone else wants to get them into a war with us. Ugh.
All right. Well, then we will use this time to rebuild. We will come back stronger and better than ever.
And it made the damn Lavis the heads of it. Ugh, they subjugated our beautiful vampire species to the plants we've been enslaving.
Those disgusting fibers.
Ugh. All right, hold on. I got some claims to make. Gimme, 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 and go. Taking all that shit back when the time comes.
Have you no respect for our great
Inbound.
vampiric legacy and heritage?
No, we're not letting you shrimp people live as citizens in the Empire. You got your peace, be happy with that. Speaking of, we're gonna have to probably build better alliances as time goes. Oh, the administration of Dio's world really hates us. I wonder why. They're also pathetic. If it wasn't for their alliance, we could take them back like that. I was gonna snap, but I forgot I can't snap with my left hand. You guys pretty powerful and don't hate us. Yeah, let's start cementing a better relationship with you.
They got weird looking heads.
Alright, and just out of curiosity, declare war. Conquer. You're allied with... Okay, what is your alliance situation right now? They don't... Independence guaranteed by the authority? God damn it.
What?
Hey, authority, this is our shit. You don't
You can't just
mess.
show up in our backyard and say it belongs to someone else.
Yeah, you don't mess with our shit. Well, not to mention, we're gonna have to spend a whole lot of time repairing the fleets. Where did you even come from? I don't know, go back to Space Vegas too.
Do we have a valuable resource we can barter to get people off our backs so we can rebuild our army and take them over later?
Well, I mean, we can make friendly deals with a lot of people. I think... Let's see, we're sorted by power. Oh, you know what? Better than claiming them. Yeah, they'd say no, but if once they say no, we get a new cause of war against them. But that's the problem, is now the authorities guaranteed their independence. Okay, so if we went to war with you... Yep, the authority would join in. We can also invite attackers. But they'd say no. Yeah, they don't have any interest in attacking them. God damn it. Right when we make a defensive pact with them, they go, no, we think we're gonna let you with this massive hole in your territory. Yeah, we're not forming a federation. That's gonna be a massive stab in the back. Yeah, we obviously can't go to war with them because we'll be digging the same hole we dug and, well, we didn't dig it, but we had to fight both powers.
Yes, but we'll be digging it like Germans.
We can at least have them do another raid. You know what? Sure, keep raiding the league.
Go ahead.
I want them
Teach
to
them
know
a
that
lesson.
messing with us has more consequences than they bartered for.
Messing with us has more consequences than war.
Gonna make them regret that for a good long while. Ah, now the League is in a pact with the Trade Association. And the administration of Dio's world has closed their borders. Meaning a good portion of our empire is now just completely isolated.
Construction venture
That
completed.
seems wrong to do to a person.
Debris has been analyzed.
Ugh.
I can't believe we have East Eternal Empire and West Eternal Empire now.
Oh my god, no! That's so true, it hurts. Alright, luckily we got a new Ascension goal that we might be able to turn into our favor.
Vampire Gorbachev, you tear this wall down.
Okay, what is a good thing for us? Our administrative capacity is pretty good. Galactic Contender. Damage to Fallen Empires and Awakened Empires goes up, but we don't really have to worry about fighting a Fallen Empire right now, so probably not. Defender of the Galaxy. Endgame Crisis. No, maybe later, but not right now. This might be worth it, because it will allow us to build up our fleets a whole lot bigger than we were able to build them earlier. Though we could also make our people psionic.
That would be an exciting evolution of our people. But I'll leave the final decision up to you, oh glorious leader.
How about we both leave it up to chat?
Hey,
I'm
that sounds like a
creating a
decision
poll.
I can back.
No,
All right,
not
folks.
view results, you silly thing.
What will be our great new direction in this post-war era?
Alright, Twitch poll started. Do you guys want us to have bigger fleets, or do you want us to have psychic vampires? I have a feeling just by saying it, I've kind of stilted the choice, but...
Bigger fleets or bigger brains?
Alright.
Also, I'm gonna be right back. My nose just started bleeding.
Oh,
Hooray
no.
for allergies.
Quick, guys, while Grant's gone, give me a colony name. You know what? I like it. Oh, I guess we actually also have a system name, too. We'll get to that when Grant comes back. I've decided to give some of the humanoids in our empire better rights, if only because I'm noticing a shortage of specialists available on our planets, and we need more specialists, especially since a good portion of the work they need to do is creating alloys for us, which may have helped in the last war, but No use crying over spilled milk. Ooh, 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 ooh. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. You just said that was revoked. Oh, the League is now guaranteed it. So the League's guaranteed their independence, but now the Authority pulled out. So that's something at least. If I go to war with the League will bring in... Who are they allied with? The Tronzaru and the Trade Association. Maybe one day they'll just piss each other off.
I return.
So, some minor development.
Okay.
The League ended up now guaranteeing the independence of the administration of Dio's world, but the Authority pulled out. So, going to war right now is still not favorable, but at least we don't have to worry about pissing off an ally.
Okay, that sounds feasible. I mean, still not a great idea maybe in the right away, but
Yeah, it's definitely
if
going
you
to
think
be
we can.
a mid-game goal. Anyway, it looks like the poll, by not a big margin, has actually gone in favor for bigger fleets. So we'll be selecting Galactic Force Projection as our next perk. And that should be helpful when we're able to get the alloys we need to rebuild our fleets. Okay, speaking of... You guys were definitely made to help something, but I'm not sure what. Okay, so what's the space station over Space Australia? Dastamon. Let's have the linebackers of the dead base themselves out of... Oh, they're already there. Okay. Then return. Meanwhile, we are actually still waiting for one of our fleets to come back. Not sure which one, though. Let's see, hold on.
Someone's coming home.
We have the Morbid Swarm, the Nosgoth. Someone ended up where they shouldn't be, because there's supposed to be reinforcements I was building here for some fleet, but I forget which one. And Sizers were too far away. Was it the Red Cross? Okay, yeah, it was the Red Cross blood drive. So I'm going to make your base, whatever's floating above Space Vegas. Colidor.
Whatever floats above Space Vegas stays in Space Vegas.
Alright, now you return over there. Okay, let's have... hold on, fight the sneeze. Let's have the Morbid Swarm base themselves. Okay, I want to go through the menu and I gotta just do this. And at the same time, we'll set up the Nosgoth fleet at Hematoid. Oh yeah, it's not a star base, so... Fixing that. Oh, and actually, we are getting a colony set up at Fen Habis. We're going to call it Dathomir.
Ooh, fun.
But speaking of, we do have to rename Fen Habis. So did any of the names run across your list for just a system?
Yes. First up on the list from Vorpalim, we have PogChampia Minoris. I don't know if we want that though, with how PogChamp has suddenly become an infamous man. But I think Poggers has been reclaimed, so I'll allow it.
I mean, I see it more as a liberation. PogChamp now belongs to the people.
I like
Especially
it. I like
since
it. I'll
Twitch
accept
is
that.
doing the whole every day there's a new PogChamp.
Yeah, you know what? I can run with that logic. But thank you again, Vorpalim, for the suggestion.
Construction venture completed.
Ah, the Trade Association has gone to war with the Galactic Raxium Coalition. These guys. Which have actually amassed a very large portion of the galaxy.
Yeah, they look like they got a pretty big.
Yeah, I think they're.
Chunk.
I think when it comes to how many systems are claimed, it's either these guys or the Magyar sovereignty over here. Magyar. Ugh. Sounds like such a dirty name. Okay, so you guys are being redistricted. The incisors are back, which is good. I think I'm gonna make you guys base yourselves out of Beta Centauri. And I'm gonna start upgrading our space stations over here so they are much better prepared for the war to come. In fact, even Green Fan Planet gets an upgrade.
An upgrade for everyone.
Yeah, we can just barely have it in our starbase quota. Because obviously at this point, we're not really looking to expand, we are looking to take back what we've lost.
Looking to reclaim.
Debris has been analyzed.
But luckily there's a whole lot of floating crap in our empire thanks to that war, so we have a whole lot of boost to our tech. Okay, so robot workers is the problem, and they don't do advanced stuff. So go ahead and give them something to farm for now.
Construction venture completed. Debris has been analyzed.
I got a little wound up from that war. I hope the League is enjoying all the raiding. Of course they want more money right now, right when I'm getting out of a deficit. Speaking of...
Hey, I noticed you're coming into some money.
Mine's sending
I
something
think we
our
need it.
way. Ooh, that was probably actually too much, but sure. Let's see. So when it comes to overall power, just trying to weigh things out here. The Trade Association, the League are both on parity with us, but I'm just wondering how much time the administration of Dio's world needs to become powerful, because it only has 2 colonies, but some of the systems in here were giving us some nice benefits. I don't want to leave them alone for too long because I want a war against them to be very quick.
A study has been completed.
Swift and decisive.
Exactly. I am delayed on this tech for a little too long.
Debris has been
Go ahead and
analyzed.
start on that.
Ooh, Sagebridge. Not a bad suggestion. When we get rid of our southern weed problem, can we call it the salad bar?
That's a good replacement for Vivsandia Lament. Vivsandia's Lament.
Construction venture completed.
Vorpalin would like you to know that you can see all system resources by holding Alt.
You're right. Yeah, so a lot of rich systems were kind of nestled up in the thing. Now the Darhesh are done with their raid. I don't think I'll be tapping them as consistently as I was during the war.
Yeah.
All right, upgrade. Wait, no. Oh, okay, hold on, because I haven't... That starbase is new. It hasn't been... Yeah, it needs a shipyard before it can start doing that. Okay, so I want you... Oh.
A study has been
Why is this
completed.
ours? Hold on.
Wait, when did we get this?
Get over here. It says it's composite 950 class. That's definitely not one of ours.
Did we steal it from something?
Well,
Give it
that's
to
definitely
us?
how the Tronzaru were naming their ships, but look, it's definitely a Necroid design.
What is this strange faction within our people?
I guess maybe they were able to build our ship design while they held one of our star bases? No, that's all our tech. Except maybe the armor. I'm confused. I'm confused and afraid. That's also pretty good. Take that tech. I originally was going to just merge them into the Red Cross blood drive fleet, but this is weird.
Okay, let's not
Okay,
look this Trojan
hold on,
gift
I'm
horse
gonna-
in the mouth and admit it into our empire.
Okay, yeah, no, that's definitely not one of our designs. Especially since our disruptors got upgraded. I kind of just want to disband it. It's not uniform! Not uniform!
I don't trust you!
Okay, you know what? Screw it, just merge. I'll fix it in the
Orphalum
fleet
says they've had
manager.
a similar problem. They fought an awakened empire, and it seemed like the last ship in their fleet would respawn under its control. So who knows?
Huh. Actually, no, take it that way now. Let's just make this... There we go. Not neat and tidy, but at least it's all organized. Speaking of, let's start upping designs of our major fleet as well. And I do think I want to kind of start the foundation of a battleship fleet, although that may be too far forward looking. Yeah, we need 1,000 alloys to make one. But I feel like it's a special occasion, so maybe if we can afford it with some careful selling. Not even then, huh? Okay, we're definitely not selling food. That's at a deficit. We do have a lot of volatile gas. No, I did actually not want to sell that much. Wrong button. But hey, at least we have enough to buy the alloys we need.
Hey!
Alright. Build as our Spaceball 1. Ship of the line.
Reinforce, rebuild, reimagine.
Construction venture completed. Debris has been analyzed.
Just trying to work on some of our economy issues. Since we're running that massive food deficit, probably better to fix that now rather than later.
There's just so much to keep track of.
Yeah,
Even with
no,
a
there's
chunk of our
definitely-
empire missing.
Definitely a whole lot of thinking. Yeah, no, I think these two colonies were going to be a bit breadbaskety for us, but losing them was a high toll. Yeah, Prospero could have built us a lot of food, and that was a pretty well-developed colony. Meanwhile, Dio's world, not so much, but they do seem to be running it quite well. Oh, look at all that science we lost.
Ugh.
I am going to quickly step away to go to the little Emperor's room, so...
All right. Well, Chad, it's just you and me. I don't have the ability to control what's going on screen. That's all Quinn's power. So hey, what's up? Hope things are going good. Let's pretend this is like a call-in show or something. Tell me, what are your thoughts? Give me a topic. Give me a thing to spin a yarn on. Maybe we'll see what I come up with. We need more fortresses. Yeah, that'd probably be good. What is the meaning of life? Well, I think that's a question that's better left to an individual. I don't think there's really a universal answer for it. I think that's kind of our problem, is we like taking questions that don't have a one-size-fit-all answer, and instead are just a lot of, kind of depends on you sort of thing. That'd be my answer.
All right, I'm back.
Hey, welcome back.
Yes, I left things unpaused on purpose. Just letting things flow at a slow pace. I do not like that they're leaving their army floating above mean. That's rude.
It's mean, you might say.
No. Bad pun. Bad. How old is the Kaiser right now? 170. Doesn't look a day over 40.
Barely a man in vampire years.
I'm starting to feel sorry for Emir, the Crown Prince Emir here. He's just 20 years younger. Oh no, we got substance abuse at Weenie Straw Jr.
Vampire Inquirer here with some message from the people. Welcome to Tiny Train World. Saying, long-time listener, first-time caller, why does our glorious empire continue to allow these vegetable people and shrimp people to dictate our policy? It's a very good question. If we had a no-nonsense Kaiser in the vampire house, you better believe things would be different. But this peaceful man we've been following is just letting us get walked all over.
I would hazard to say we live in a galaxy of equals. These are not the weak nations that tried to increase our strength to attack their enemies and instead found themselves attacked. There ain't no French Empire in this.
There's no French in space.
Let's see. Luckily, now that we have supremacy, we can't actually work to change our diplomatic stance and our war doctrine. Some of these things might have actually helped us during the war. So, for example, our war doctrine right now is defense in depth, which means we're better fighting in our own territory rather than offensively. During the last war, that was probably quite helpful, but this war doctrine wasn't available because we didn't have the supremacy tradition maxed out. Now we do, which means not only can we change our war doctrine, but we can now become supremacist instead of expansionist. Let's see here. Supremacist empires demand that all will bow before them. Definitely sounds like what we're gunning for.
A German supremacist? I can't imagine it.
Let's see. Diplomatic weight from fleet power goes way up. War exhaustion gain goes way down. That's helpful. Naval capacity goes way up. And claim influence cost goes a little bit down compared to expansionist, which means our colonies...
Just wanted to be big.
Yeah, and in fact, that border friction, we could probably afford to have that go down because we're not really looking to expand at, about 100 years after we first emerged from Earth. We definitely kind of just want to own the room. So I'm going to change this to supremacist. And then to our war doctrine, I'm thinking rapid deployment probably is better. No, retreat definitely seems to go with that Tarkin doctrine of retreat.
Yes!
In a moment of triumph. I think you overestimate their chances. But it does mean that our fleets will fight to the death, which is kind of bad.
You mean they haven't been doing that already?
There does come a chance where a ship will either fight to the death or retreat, and a lot of our fleets are only still here because they've been retreating when they get put into unwinnable battles, especially when we were defending Space Australia. So no retreat is tempting, but I kind of want to go for rapid deployment, especially since the Empire is so big, we could afford to have our fleets move a little bit faster. Chat, what do you think? I'm sure many of you find the idea of no retreat appealing, but I will say, as the person trying to steer the boat, I like the idea of our fleets moving a lot faster.
Don't listen to him, chat. We don't want cowards in our military.
All right, I'm seeing some in one category, some in another. So this sounds like a Twitch poll. Oh, the character limit in the polls are annoying. There we go. All right. Now in Twitch chat to decide our war doctrine.
Feel like rapid deployments. Kind of taking it.
The silent logical majority.
Damn them! Now get this, mob mentality took over, and our proud vampire leaders have decided that they would rather be faster so they could run away quicker than get rid of the runaway protocol at all. I don't know about you friendly citizens, but I don't like the idea of my military being programmed to run away when things get tough. That's not how we did it back on Earth.
I think you're inciting them to storm Earth.
Yeah, we need to go to Earth for a totally friendly protest.
All right. Well, unless 40 votes come out of thin air, it looks like rapid deployment is going to win. All right. War philosophy, no, we're keeping that on its unrestricted wars. We are not going to cow our war philosophy just for that.
Yes!
Let's see if there's anything else worth changing. Orbital bombardment, still going to be indiscriminate. Resettlement allowed. I need to move these people around. Force contact protocol, not really matters now. Economic policy. Militarized policy. That one's still pretty good, because we need the alloys coming in. Alright, yep, looks like everything else is as things should be. So now we just have to work on the energy credit deficit that just showed up. Is there anything I'm missing with technicians? Whoops, wait. No, okay, yeah, do that. Build one more of those. Aha! You can't take the galactic market away from Earth. They failed the resolution. Okay, yeah, and all of the edicts I started at the start of the war have expired. Definitely not going to restart them now. Okay, so as we learned, we definitely don't want so many people pissed off at us because they will go to war with us and then drag other nations past their truce into a war with us. And if, like, say, the Trade Association decides to go to war with us, they'll probably drag the League in Tronzaru back into it too. So if we have... The sovereignty is a bit too far away. I would actually like to see if we can't get the coalition on our side. Because they're bordering the core. It can kind of drag them into a two-front war. However, they are isolationist, and I don't think they like me that much. They are rivals with our enemies, so it may be able to make a deal here. Oh, okay. That's a whole lot of stuff. Yeah. So we need this to bump up to, I think, the next level, which it looks like it will do soon. It's only going up by 1 a month, though. How close is it to the next step?
Construction vector
300,
completed.
and it's at 257. So that's still going to take a few months, unless we give them our... Oh, good. We pacified the slaves on Gaijin. Don't even remember when they revolted.
Well,
I'm pretty sure we should really start going for these plasma thrusters. Yeah, no, our mining income, our mineral income's pretty good, so that tech can be neglected. The new shiny auto cannons are very tempting, though. No, give me the thruster. That makes our ships move faster, which goes in line with everything else we've been doing.
speed. We'll be quick vampires.
Occupation garrisons, that's also good. That's how our armies were kind of outmaneuvered. Meanwhile, back on Earth, what's the problem you guys got here? Housing is slightly an issue, but we can upgrade these luxury residences later. So how about instead... Is there anything I can give you to make you produce things better? Oh no, I got your Chamber of Elevation away, so no more vamp production. Maybe I should give you that.
We need more vamps for our empire.
So I'm starting to think we should deport the Lavis to the administration of Dio's world. Like, oh, you got an empire run by the Lavis? Here, you can take them. We don't want them anymore. We'll keep Lavis Lament as an insult to your people. Oh, well, our relationships are going up from hostile. That's good to know. I think that's because we've actually taken away the border friction.
A study has been completed.
That was done fast. Let's see. System Capital Complex. More housing and amenities. Sure, go for that. Oop, we're almost going to get Draculaser. Just 1 month away from getting that Particle Lance tech.
The Draculaser approacheth.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. Where is... I know I can send an envoy to you without leaving this menu. I forget where, though. Am I just missing it? Because if I send them an envoy, I can make these deals with them. Why? What am I missing here?
Seeing a lot of improved relations in chat.
Yeah, okay, improve relations. Yep, that was it exactly. Ugh. Brain fart. Alright, particle laser. Let's...
It's a lot to keep track of in this game.
Get me barrier point defense, since they're big fans of disruptors. And now, let's go ahead and build that new battleship.
Put it together.
Spinal mount. Let's see here. I guess broadside makes the most sense. Not to be like a real heavy hitter. But then again, by that same token, that means I want artillery. Alright. Spelled like that, Draculaser?
Yep.
Alright. Go ahead and give you more of this. Okay, let's see. 100% shield damage, but less armor damage. Remind me. Okay, that they balanced it out, but their shields are stronger, which means we'll want to actually use the kinetic battery. But then on top of that, let's see. Let's go with proton launchers. Yeah, so the kinetic batteries will do extra damage to shields. The lance does less damage, but can do more armor damage, which means I may actually make it 3 kinetic batteries. And we have our Draculaser.
Behold.
Speaking of, Spaceball 1 has been completed.
Hey!
And it's clipping into the space station. Don't do that.
Get over there.
So, I'm going to need a fleet name, because this one will take a while to build up, because it's going to be our battleship fleet, which means it's going to be very expensive, but very heavy-hitting when it's done.
All right. I have a bunch of ship names, so I'm maybe just going to convert some of these to fleet names. So maybe we can figure out ways to make that make more sense. So we'll have, how about we will turn this into the High Wind Fleet.
Ooh, I like it. All right. So
CM Sully had asked for High Wind to be a ship.
Classes 1 will become High Wind, or is it the High Wind Fleet?
Well, they had just wanted it to be the High Wind. The High Wind was going to be the name
we
of
can
the
make
ship.
it. That works. Actually,
But yeah, the fleet. I mean, the
I'm
fleet
gonna
is singular.
I'm gonna say the High Wind Fleet is kind of implied by just naming the fleet High Wind.
I'm okay with that.
All right, then we'll want Dante and Draculaser. Don't want many Draculasers because they're pretty heavy hitting. The Dante class, I think, is going to be one of the mainstays. And we got Spaceball 1 backing it up. I think that's good. Let's see, and just reinforcing this fleet, each one costs about 1,000 alloys, and there's 13 ships. So it'll be 13, probably close to like 15,000 alloys to build up that fleet to its completion. See, now we're getting far into the tyranny of the galactic community, where they can now put sanctions against people they deem to be in breach of galactic law. I do not want them to have that much power, so I'm going to pretty much vote against every single one of them until I become the galactic community. Then it's my problem.
Then we'll know.
Yeah. It's only offensive if I don't like it and you keep doing it. Alright, have you built a shipyard yet? You have not. Go ahead and start with that. The Nosgoth fleet shall be rebuilt with the resources we have at hand. Meanwhile, let's check on alloy production. I want to make sure I have as many people working on that as possible. Yes.
This will require all of our population to work.
It's the Great Reconstruction Initiative. We're not at war, but I still want our ships to move faster, so I'm turning the blade back on.
Yeah.
Especially since some of the reinforcements that are being built aren't being built in that system, so they'll have to get there first. Alright, looks like I've got more substance abuse on Gaijin. So depressing.
Really keep hoping they'll get their act together.
A new colony has been propagated.
Thank you, Talon of the Dragon, for 100 bits. Throwing Bloody Feast into the name of fleets. I will add that to the list. And also, what was it earlier? Rockerlin saying they can't believe I would say Highwind before Holatusker for the name of a fleet. I'm sorry to have disappointed you.
For shame. Alright, Dathomir's been colonized. Time to do a whole lot of cleaning. Very expensive cleaning. My gosh, there's ruined stuff all over this planet. I'll have to do for now.
Dandesto, thank you for the 200 bits. Bringing up the fleet name Acolytes or Alucard, but you already have a name on this list that we're waiting for, the Grimnar, for a ship.
Vorpalin bringing up a ship design thing that I want to look into while I have this open. Huh. That would certainly be a pretty heavy hitter. But it might be worth doing to one of the ships we already have. Oh, none of them have an artillery bow. I'm not sure. So Vorpalin was bringing up, once we get the heavier versions of kinetic artillery, the large cannon I was putting on the battleship, maybe putting that on a destroyer class with an artillery bow. I'm not sure. I don't think I'm going to be relying on destroyers that much. I think late game I'm going to have pretty much a split between battleship fleets and corvette fleets. So putting a big gun on a destroyer maybe would augment the corvette fleet a bit. Not sure if it's worth it. Just checking. I'll be back one day. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and start making some special deals. Oh, they must be at peace. Okay, so we can't form a defensive pact with them yet because they're fighting the trade association. But we at least get some nice stuff out of them. Meanwhile, it might be worth to try and do the same thing here. Oh, we already did. We're not forming a federation. Federations are a nice extra thing to the meta of the game, but there are a lot of things that like, for example, if we had an AI rebellion in the Eternal Empire, it would do what having this region does to us already. A whole nation kind of pulls itself out of the Empire. We do not have claims on those systems, which means if we went to war, or sorry, I lost the example. If we had an AI rebellion and our federation joined us in a war against them, every system they conquered would join their empire.
I see.
So they could gobble up whole sections of the empire without fighting us for them just because they revolted. So federations are kind of a trap unless you can avoid that kind of circumstance. So I don't usually make them unless I'm absolutely sure I'm not losing stuff to an alliance.
We gotta keep our lands safe, even if they're currently being inhabited by others.
Well, that will soon be rectified. Just seeing a Lavis in charge of a galactic empire rankles
Ugh,
my
just-
ass.
Fills me with disgust
Yeah.
and righteous fury.
In fact, I'm so mad I'm just gonna send a fleet to go kill things. Not you guys, you're too weak still. The incisors, maybe, once they get upgraded.
The study has been completed.
I'm so glad we complete our studies.
Ooh,
We're smart
Archimeter.
vampires.
So now the Draculaser can fire a bolt of lightning instead of a beam of particles.
Inbound communicate.
Ah, here's that Federation request. I knew it was coming. I'll deal with you in a sec. Ooh, a Martial Alliance. See, and that's the thing. You get these nice things, like your ships are more experienced and they get built faster, but it's just so much extra work. So no. You'll have to deal with the Defensive Alliance.
Oh, come on, but we're cool shrimp people.
Tempting, but no. This is purely an alliance of convenience.
We've been buddies ever since you came to space. Come on.
We have not. You got mad at us when we formed a border with you, but we just got desperate enough to make more friends in a hostile galaxy. You knew what this was. Alright, who's the unemployed here? More Lavis. I do not want to give the plant people more rights, but they keep corrupting me. What's the current situation here? 1 unemployed. I wish I could divvy this up better, but there's just so few specialists in the Empire. We may have to look into giving slaves more rights, just to fill up some of these gaps.
Talon of the Dragon presenting an interesting bargain here. I've been kind of, they ask, how many bits would it take to add a specific fleet build and name? My intention is the cheapest or weakest or fastest to produce warships in a very high quantity, named the Mosquitoes. Now, I've been running off of the idea that someone subscribed to our Twitch has the ability to name something, and I add it to our list. And then once that name is taken, that they're removed from the list and they are able to add something on the next stream. But I don't know if we've ever actually like bid off names or something like that.
Well, yeah, well, so that's an interesting proposition because that's above getting a name. That's actually getting a whole aspect.
This is a whole custom thing.
Yeah, that's
going
to take alloys away from the fleet reconstruction, and it requires specific ship class. A very interesting request. I don't want to say no, but I also kind of want to put like that kind of.
I don't know. Yeah.
Because that's a big level of interference in the game, and I don't feel comfortable trying to put a price point on it because I don't want to say, oh, you have 5,000 bits, and then go, wow, what a miser, or say, oh yeah, just 500 bits, and then suddenly we're flooded with a whole bunch of requests I can't feasibly put into the game, but you've already paid us. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna chicken out a bit and just put a flat no on it. I appreciate the generosity, but I don't want to open the door to a bunch of requests that we
just end up not being able to fill.
Because the only way we get the requests is if you give us the bits, which means you've already paid for something I may never be able to put into the game.
And that just feels dirty.
Yeah. I mean,
It's the classic, if we do it for you, we'd have to do it for everybody, and I just don't know if that's possible. But much appreciated all the same. I'll add the fleet name, the Mosquitoes, to the list.
A study has
Just
been
for your
completed.
offer of kindness. Even though, Talon of the
Construction
Dragon,
function
you've
completed.
already got a name in this list.
Let's see here. Specifically because even if they're the most popular slaves in the Empire, the fact that they have their own galactic nation makes me not want to give the Lavis the extra rights. So I'm gonna actually go up to the Saramo and say, yeah, you can get better jobs. You're indentured servants now. Enjoy. So hopefully that'll fill up a whole lot of the specialists up here that haven't been getting jobs.
Oof, and Cindy's Productions with the hard-hitting truths. Look, all I'm saying is that our Buddhist German vampire forefathers are looking down in shame at our current mercy and peace-mongering.
I mean, this is still the Kaiser Barbarossa who led us to victory on Earth. He has maybe learned to have a softer hand in a galaxy that isn't as weak as his opponents on Earth
Learning?
were.
Not in my eternal empire.
Remember how we didn't get a sweeping victory when we fought Macedon? It's like that, but everyone's Macedon now, except the Hive that were over here and got gobbled up. Oh, hello. Apparently there's a dimensional portal near Dathomir. Let's go ahead and probe it.
Investigate.
We haven't
that,
given the
please.
scientists much to do in a century. Let's see, where's that situation thing? There we go.
Man, how quickly the people have turned on our Kaiser. We've got so many people in chat voicing their dissent against the Kaiser.
Oh. Ye of little faith, patience comes to those who can change with the times.
Dandestos says he's
restore
softened with time.
We will restore the unity of the Eternal Empire, and we shall teach the League and the Corps not to mess with us, but it takes time. We just fought
smarter.
3 long wars. Our resources stretched to the brink. It needs time. We can't just immediately jump into another war.
But I want to kill them now.
We have to get back the tech deficit. We have to restore our administrative capacity because of all the... Luckily, our alloy income is now doing great since we've shifted a lot of our specialists from bureaucracy to
Special
ore.
project is complete.
Okay.
Vessels have been refitted.
Let's see here. Let's go with... We don't have a lot of civilian industries. We're getting a lot of that from trade. Meantime...
Our vessels have been reinvigorated.
A dimension of suffering. The dimensional portal on Dathomir. This seems very appropriate for Dathomir. Seems to lead to a realm which is opposed to the sapient mind on a fundamental level. Any and
Yes.
all contact with material from this dimension causes intense suffering in the subject, which if continued for more than a few minutes leads to intense suicidal urges, coupled with attempts to mutilate their sensory organs. Even simply studying data recorded in the strange dimension causes intense discomfort in the biological observer and cascading errors in the computer systems.
So
Find a
how
way
do
to
we
close
reroute
it.
all of the all
Try
of our
filling the
neighbor
portal
ships?
with rocks. We have that because we're a feudal society. Or we can keep studying it.
Study the portal because I want to figure out how we can weaponize it.
All right, so it looks
That's
like
my
we are
belief.
studying. I have a feeling a lot of people in Dathomir are going to be very unhappy.
Interesting. Find out more. Like they come to the Kaiser battered and bruised and on the brink of insanity. Sir, the wormhole we found brings only pain and destruction the more we look into it. We don't know what to do and our people are killing themselves. Tell me more. Find out what else you can find.
Well, that's disquieting. They decided to sit 2 fleets in one of our systems. System McSystem face.
They're just hanging out.
That makes me want to build makes me want to build something here. You're upgraded now. Congrats. Because that's a big... I forgot we have this wormhole here. That's a big back door into our empire. Then I'm imagining the one sign that said, "Sir, you know, we could just throw rocks into it if we want." Are you crazy? Study that bitch!
If we could just start tossing some rocks in it. Don't be ridiculous. These are our rocks. We're not just gonna give them away. Throw them out somewhere.
This is good Earth. Why do you think we call it that regardless of what planet we're on?
We need it.
What is costing us so much money? Probably this fleet we're amassing.
Yeah, that would probably do it.
How do shrimp and plants cope in the hell portal? How do they taste afterwards?
Yeah, that's what I mean by study it.
Okay,
Throw
now
some
let's
of our
open the
neighbors in.
migration treaty with the Authority. We need some shrimp test subjects. I mean citizens.
Vessels have been refitted.
You still at war? Yes, okay. We'll check back in a couple of years. Oh. Uthonian Commissary. Where did you guys come from?
Whoa.
Hello!
That
Did you
is
just break
strange.
off from the shrimp people or what? Yeah, separatists. Apparently the Authority found some weird Cthulhu monsters up there and they became independent. Oh, and now the Authority's
Wonder
going to
what
war
their
with them.
blood tastes like.
They're not probably going to exist for much longer because the Authority's invading them.
Our vessels have been reinvigorated.
Okay, now go into the cat system and cleanse it. Tired of them people. Tired of
Let
these little
them know.
holes in our empire. I still don't think we can deal with the space dragon yet, but we can at least deal
I
with
was
what's
gonna ask
sitting
if
in
there had
cats.
been any if there had been any progress with our space dragon issue.
If we can build up a good Corvette fleet, I go ahead and take a swing at the dragon again, but because we're still trying to rebuild, we can't do that yet. Let's go ahead and say, once the Red Cross blood drive are built back up to the thing I've designed them as, I'm going to send them after the dragon. That may still take a while. Probably won't get done this stream, but I'm marking that as one of our goals. Oh look, pirates in the outfield. Let's send our battleship to go deal with it. It's probably going to be very slow, but
A study has been completed.
be nice to watch one ship deal with that whole fleet.
Eliminate them.
Go ahead.
Vessels have been refitted.
Let's do hyperdrive.
A study has been completed. A belligerent fleet has been engaged. A belligerent fleet has been engaged.
A belligerent.
What's going on here? Oh, okay. They've entered the cat system. I didn't know they got there pretty fast. Go ahead and work on. Yeah, the Citadel. We need to have our star bases catch up. All right, good. You're done. Beta Centauri scientist, go deal with that.
Fix this, won't you?
I do not like the Trade Association still sending stuff through that wormhole. They now have over 10k in fleet power in our territory, right in the heart of the Empire.
A study has been completed. A research station has passed beyond.
So much stuff is happening at once again. I'm so overwhelmed. Okay, make our leaders better. Unspent civic points. We could get a new civic? When did this happen? Probably recently. So we can actually get one of these new things. Why are you showing me stuff I can't pick? Warrior culture. Turn alloys into unity. That's interesting. But we definitely need all of our alloys, so don't do that yet. Slave pops go up. Huh. That's interesting. Reanimated armies. We can make zombie armies. Police state? Nah, that's too boring. Philosopher king. Mining guilds? No. Merchant guilds? Better. Memorialist? Nah. So many choices. Efficient bureaucracy. That would certainly help with our current problem. Distinguished Admiralty would definitely help our fleets. Diplomatic Corps would give us more options on the field, but apparently people don't like that.
I mean, I like the sound of cutthroat politics, but I don't know what it's
Edict
gonna do.
cost goes down. So all that stuff over here... Actually, that's pretty good, because if that affects the ship stuff, that means it would cost less rare materials to do. So actually, I kind of like that.
Hey.
Let me just look at the other ones. We don't want nobles. It's the Kaiser and then everybody.
Yes, and the rest of you.
No one in between.
Sorry, Prince Amir.
Well, he's next in line.
Yeah.
When the Kaiser's gone, then it's him. So I'm torn. Cutthroat politics is good, but that only really affects our edicts, which are specific moments in time. I'm also a fan of... Where was it? Distinguished Admiralty. Because that does make our fleets and our ships better.
Us being able to fight better does sound good.
Okay, then you know what?
I could be easily convinced to that.
Let's go ahead
Despite
and
cutthroat
switch
politics sounding so cool.
Yeah, we'll switch out cutthroat politics with Distinguished Admiralty.
Also, Kikator is saying you can ask the curators how your fleet will fare against the dragon.
The Ether Drake species is ill-suited to life in our universe. The last dragon is strong, but not invincible.
How would our current fleet fare against it in a battle?
I suppose you might actually stand a chance if you combined your entire fleet. Okay, so that's telling me if everything was pulled together, that would have enough fleet power, but it would cost us. So I'm actually starting to... So I'm thinking the Red Claw Supply Dry Fleet at full power with all of the corvettes will not only have enough firepower, but if the Ether Drake can only fire its breath at one ship at a time, it will take forever for it to weaken the fleet. Because it will just keep popping one corvette, and there are hundreds of them. Dozens, more accurately, but... I'm just saying it seems like this having a fleet like this at full power would probably be enough. It's just gonna take a long time to get it at full power. I did not know that, by the way. I did not know you could talk to the curators and ask them questions like that. So thank you.
It seemed like a useful tip.
Educational. All right. I also think I need to start building more research stations, but I'm always wary of our
mining station
consumer
has been
goods
lost.
dropping. I'm gonna go ahead and take that risk though. And let that be built.
More research.
All right, the battleship's almost arrived in the outfield, but unfortunately they took the system in the meantime. Head to Prolabs.
Oh wow! According to Gatha 88, you actually get damage bonuses when asking curators how to defeat things.
I don't think I asked that question though, so I'll go back. Ooh, that's a lot of withering firepower.
I like just our little spin, shoot at everything around us.
All right,
It's only one ship, damn it!
one big ship and it's pissed. And outfield's back.
Pirates in our outfield? No more.
There are only supposed to be angels in there.
Exactly.
Ah, see, it happened when I moved the Highwind fleet. All the reinforcement battleships got built and then didn't know what to do, so they became new fleets. A bit untidy, but I can fix that by getting them back together.
Let's get the fleet back together.
We're getting the fleet back together. I forget the music cue. I feel like there was supposed to be a music cue, but I forgot it.
Yeah, I don't know it either. I still don't like that big scar in our land.
I don't like it either. I don't think we can start that war, but I'm thinking as soon as next week we can try and retake it.
Okay.
So my main concern
Vessels
is
have been refitted.
currently, if I declare war on them, the League joins in because they guaranteed their independence. What I don't know is if the League will be able to use their defensive alliance with the Core and the Trade Association to bring them into the war. Because if they do that, we're surrounded by enemies.
We have a problem. Yeah.
And we fought the war between two of these guys to a standstill. Honestly,
That might be
I
how
just
the
don't
series
want,
ends,
I
if
just don't
that's
want
what
to deal with the
happens.
squids until I can deal with them alone. The squids and the League together, especially when they can do that sort of sneaky thing by fighting me on at least two fronts, that was annoying. I want to pin down the administration by itself, or at best, the administration and the League, because both of them are weaker than me.
Well, until that day comes, they get to sit here and live off of our beautiful land.
I'm just happy they weren't able to snag Horcruxes into that.
Debris has
Then they would have
been
had 3
analyzed.
colonies to build from, and ruin, no doubt. The AI's management of planets is weird. I don't think we can make them our rival. In case anyone's curious. Yeah, they're too weak. That's one of the so rivals are a good way of getting influence, but they have to be kind of in your power range. If you're pathetic to them or they're pathetic to you, you can't become rivals, because obviously where's the rivalry?
Yeah, it's not a rivalry at that point.
Okay, what? Oh, I see what they're doing. So the Trade Association used the wormhole and the fact that our borders are open to skirt through our territory and probably the Core's territory to do what the Core was doing to us and hit the Coalition in their backfield.
I see.
It's annoying that they moved so much fleet power through our territory without contesting. I should close the borders for that, but
Assistance.
actually, you know what? I'm gonna be cheeky. Where's one of their planets? I want to have a chat with you guys. The borders are closed.
No more of
And now they
this.
got poofed out of existence. Ha ha ha. There go your war plans. The Coalition should thank us, but they won't. Get out of my yard! Alright. So I want you guys to go stack yourselves in the Highwind Fleet. Now to clean up our fleet view a bit. Yeah, unfortunately when this happens it makes a whole bunch of ghost fleets which just clutter up the thing. Alright, Highwind Fleet. Alright, and then upgrade. Gaijin's
So
long
many
overdue for a
options.
chamber of elevation.
But they have that substance problem.
Yeah, well, maybe becoming vampires will help them outgrow it. Your new substance is blood. Preferably of
Ascended
your enemies.
beyond your
Our
drugs.
vessels have been reinvigorated.
Curse those impure high vamps. Stop being so high. Oh, and the Pog ship's trapped. The poor
How will it
Pog
get
ship.
out?
Can't go over here because of hostile fleets. Can't go anywhere in because of the new puppet state. Tragic. So isolated. I hope they have enough food.
The crew has started eating each other.
But that's normal.
I was gonna say, just as it was supposed to.
Yeah, didn't you read the memo? Okay, let's see here. Dathomir still doing that stuff, but man, look at all these ruined
Construction
arcologies.
phase completed.
Okay. Can't build anything agricultural, so let's start with generator districts. And one of these. And once those are done, we'll start shifting unemployment over to Dathomir, and that should solve a lot of problems. get this army off
Stay
of my turf.
away.
I can't close the borders because of the truce, but this is annoying. This is clearly a threat. I'm gonna start building more armies just to spite you. I'll have 2 armies floating above Mean.
That isn't good. Our proud vampire heritage would be so disappointed. That's right, Sagebridge. It was very rude of the squids and plants to go to war with us after we did absolutely nothing to either of them ever.
We didn't do anything to the plants.
They were bullying us.
Yeah, no, I mean, if we're going to be serious here, the only any legitimate grievance against us is the Tronzaru for losing 2 systems to us. The League just got stopped. They were too slow to claim this system, and I made them pay for it.
All we did was forward settle.
There goes that poor little Tau Ceti colony. I'm sure they enjoyed their independence for all of a year. I can only target my rivals? Alright, we'll keep pestering the League then. I did actually see someone asking you, Grant, if you're planning to be streaming Hitman 3. I think it's a good time to bring up what we're doing tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
So
I actually forgot that was tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah,
holy
no.
cow.
So you, me, Kieran, and Nick will all be doing a stream of Hitman to kind of compare how we would play the various missions on our own to see who could get like the fastest, the best score, who can impress you guys with however we choose to run it. And depending on how that turns out, it might be how we end up kind of exploring Hitman 3. Yeah, so it's going to be a Hitman squad, as I've been calling it in our various internal memoranda.
Hit squad.
Oh, that does sound cooler. Should leave the naming up to you, but I need all these documents.
Gotta be organized. Everything needs a name.
Alright, does anything else in the Empire need an upgrade? Yes, Morbid Swarm. The Morbid Swarm should be next on the docket since they're holding one of the choke points. Alright, we actually need a system name.
A system name?
For
Let me
cats.
pull up my magic list. Well, right now we actually only have one system name in the bank. So if other people have system names and you are subbed and your name's not already on this list, I will throw it on there. But for now, this system will be Barbarossa's Revenge. Thanks to Kikator.
Just in time for the gang
1121.
wars on Link's Dwarfia.
And once again, if you are going to suggest names, please at me. Let me just type in the chat just so you know who I am.
So Barbarossa's Revenge?
Yes.
Alright.
At me for names so I can more easily spot them. I'm trying to keep my eyes out, but
A study has
I
been
make no
completed.
promises.
Our vessels have been reinvigorated. Our vessels have been reinvigorated. Vessels have been refitted. Construction venture completed. Vessels have been refitted.
Oh boy, got a bunch of suggestions all at once, so give me a second while I add these, folks.
Yeah.
Should have figured, but
They're
Here we
just excited.
Carter Rackets I already had. Harkonnen on here, but thank you.
Okay, that'll have to do.
Vessels have been refitted. Vessels have been refitted.
Such a calming voice.
Yeah, I like it. Like I feel like I've mentioned it every time, but I like that voice.
I do wish there's probably some YouTube video out there that kind of compares all
Our
of the
vessels have been reinvigorated.
advisor voices, but
A study is
I've only been playing as the Eternal Empire for so long I forgot how the rest sound.
All right, there we go. I think I've added everything that was suggested. Also, thank you, Sarika Kage, for the 37-month sub streak. Going, what do you call a robot vampire? Nos 4A2.
You know, in German, A is pronounced ah.
Well, hey, perfect.
You know what? And speaking of awe, where did that stuff with Mario and Bowser come from? Because I saw it flood. Of course, since I follow Scott, saw it flood my timeline. But where was it actually from? Did you know?
There was a Nintendo Direct this morning for the Mario 3D World remaster that's coming to Switch, I think.
Oh.
And Bowser's Fury was like this thing that kept saying was going to be an additional mode that they weren't given details on, but today the details came out, and it's Mario and Bowser Jr. team up because Bowser has lost control and has just turned giant and into a monster. But it sounds pretty cool, and Bowser looks real dope, and Mario becomes like a Super Saiyan cat.
Yeah, so I saw that clip, and so my immediate thought was, oh, so they turned Bowser into like an Ozaru or a Broly.
Pretty much, yeah. Like Bowser's basically a kaiju now, and just tearing stuff up, and he's lost control. Not just being a big bad guy, but just being, you know how Bowser's kind of got that, like he's bad, but he's not super bad, except for when we need him to be super bad.
Oh yeah, no, I remember Mario Odyssey, where you
Yeah.
fight him the whole time, and then near the end you're like, oh, poor Bowser.
Yeah. And then the best thing is Matt McMuscles jokingly tweets out in Japan he's called Godslayer Bowser, and everyone believed him, and that became the
Yeah.
canon name, and then like a bunch of news things were reporting it as fact. And then like later, someone had to go like, wait a minute, that's not it at all.
That's unfortunate.
But it's a great name.
All right, what's a good tradition to go on to next? Clear blocker would have been helpful when we got that planet. Pop food consumption's pretty good right now since we're running a deficit. Pop housing usage, less of a problem, though maybe more long-term that'd be good. Let's start here, though. Because we definitely need less food consumption. You guys are eating way too much. Oh, but we lost an admiral to old age. Just 107, though. Come on, the Kaiser's still alive, and he's, what, 180? Almost.
You were a spring chicken.
Yeah, no, you were a mere babe. Not even middle-aged.
A study has been completed.
Let's see here. Embassy complex gives us more envoys, but we already apparently decided diplomacy was for fools, so let's improve habitability on our planets. That way people do stuff better and hate living here less.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, looks like the shrimp people are becoming more xenophobic.
Those racist shrimp.
Yeah, they are starting to hate us. Our friendly relations are going down. Ooh,
What?
by a lot now.
Weren't they like our only friendly people?
Well,
Like,
we
one of the few?
had an envoy constantly boosting our rep, and we moved him to make the deal. So actually, how much do you guys like us? Not by much. If I move the envoy from these guys, they're probably gonna start hating us. All right, time for their pound of flesh. There, go away. Actually, no, hold on. I have a question for you. Oh, and they just made peace, so I can give them a trade deal. Defensive pact in a minute. Teach us our secrets. Tell me about the Ether Drake. Tell us how to defeat it. Percussive rhythms. To be more precise, certain frequencies have a relaxing effect on the subdermal musculature, controlling the positioning and shock absorption of their scale plates. A reflex that once played a key role in Ether Drake's social interactions. We're going to do like a mating dance. It is now a clear and obvious
So they
weakness.
lower their defenses and we can
Adjusting
blow
the
them up.
firing pattern of your vessels. Yeah, okay, so that's why we have the bonus, is we've now learned this special thing about them. That tracks. So, you know what? Almost 9 o'clock. We may end... I'm going to do one more round of reinforcement, but I think we'll end the stream with a pitched battle against the Space Dragon, for better or worse.
Alright.
We may run a little bit over time, but that's how I think we should end it. Especially since the war was so embarrassing.
It was pretty shockingly sad.
Let's see. Got a science ship. I'm going to start preemptively getting ready to take over that system, so...
Let's not go in there to kill it. Let's go in there to tame it.
It
Bring
may have
the
left a
train.
baby on this planet. That's one of the kind of the results of this encounter. There's also one encounter where you could show up in a system where nothing's here, but then it turns out, oh hey, one of the planets you just landed on, it was an egg. Ah, crap, I forgot to get the defensive lines already, which may be for the best, because the Corps just declared war on them. Uh-oh. And apparently it was a very costly war, because their fleet power is now inferior to me, and I think the Corps is still stronger. Equivalent, but it's above me on the list. How did the war with the Trade Association go? Didn't look like they lost anything. Maybe it was a white peace or status quo. Either way, a war with the Tronzaru probably wouldn't end well for them, and it'd drag us into it if we had gotten that defensive pact.
Well, good on us for having cold feet on defensive pacts.
Yeah, cold feet, not just destruction.
Nope, nothing of the sort.
Hey, Kaiser, what's over here? Huh? Oh, and they're at war now.
A space dragon, wow!
Crap. Alright, Dathomir's got its... Okay, yeah, so resettle.
Vorpalim raises a good point that the downside of clearing that dragon is it's going to free up a choke point.
Is it? Nope.
Well, I guess not. There really isn't a path through it. Or out of it, rather.
So what planetary feature is reducing the slot? Oh, the dense ruins, which I can't get rid of.
A study has been completed.
They're too dense.
Give me that. Trade value is still something I'm not perfectly utilizing, especially since these systems were taken. All
A
right,
study
let's
has been
see.
completed.
Still haven't been fully reinforced. Are any of my shipyards busy? No. Oh shit. Oh, okay, hold on. So someone declared war on the Authority.
Oh.
Oh, wait, no. Oh, okay, I see what's going on here. The Authority of Skekdukes wishes to declare war against the Trade Association. If I vote no... One moment. So they have a defensive pact with the League. I don't
think this sounds like it's in our best
I'm voting
interest.
no.
I know I want us to kill things, but
Sorry, guys. Don't hate me. I'm not in a position for war. I like that you asked for permission. Okay, let's see. We have... It's pretty powerful, but I'm just surprised it hasn't gotten more corvettes in it yet.
thank you, Yoda3793, for the Prime sub.
Alright, now I'll pick up the pace a bit.
And Gatha, you don't become a vampire as old as I without knowing which battles to back away from for a moment.
See? Finally! Thank you.
Don't worry, we'll overthrow them soon.
Oh.
This peace will not last.
Sometimes you gotta give peace a chance.
Yeah,
A
I'll give
study
peace a chance to
is
defend
completed.
itself against my guns.
Construction venture completed.
Okay, Space Vegas has been upgraded. I'm gonna go to the shipyard. Let's give it a hangar bay. And then down here, Fleet Academy. Now, nothing else being produced. We'll send the Red Cross Blood Drive fleet in. First, had to drop the quarantine. And unpause the game. Alright. Moment of truth. I'm not going to ask. We're just going to find out if it's enough. And if it's not, we've wasted a lot of alloys. This will either be a great ending to the stream or a conclusion to a very sad stream. Let's find out. Oh, you know what? I should give you an admiral. Yeah, yours died while we waited. I know they said consolidate the entire fleet. I'm not consolidating the whole fleet. Either it's Red Cross Blood Drive or not enough.
He made it sound like if we consolidated our whole fleet, it would be an easy, like, guaranteed victory.
Actually, he made it sound like consolidating the whole fleet was going to be a maybe.
Oh, never mind.
Why is the sun shooting at us?
Yeah, wait a minute.
I don't care about the crime wave on his way. Well, it definitely seems to be very confused about what to shoot at.
Leave me alone! I was just hanging out here.
We're still trying to get through its armor. This isn't looking good.
Oh boy. Don't worry. As Kaiser,
See, if
we
we
will
had
get
no
rid of the
retreat,
giant.
all these ships be getting blown up instead of piecing out.
Yeah, and maybe that dragon would have a little bit more than a headache.
Eh.
Oh man, welcome to Tiny Train World's making a great point. The sun was always the vampire's biggest enemy. That's why it's shooting at us.
Very good point. Very good point. A very costly battle for the Red Cross Blood Drive. Let's see. Let's get into the specifics here. Apparently the dragon has point defense. Good to know. It doesn't... If the meter is to be believed, it doesn't have shields, which may have been the problem.
We were basically shooting at the wrong thing.
Giving it weapons that are good against shields but not good against armor was probably what was our undoing. Because
Well,
it doesn't. It only has armor.
we know more for the future now.
Yeah, because most of our weapons. Oh, actually no. So the cruiser was probably well equipped for this. Aside from the Ripper cannon, it had mostly armor damaging weapons. Scooty Puff Jr. less so. Yeah, its main weapons either got ignored armor entirely or mainly focused on shields. Oh, they're definitely the same for the Haltsman. Yeah, this was just the wrong fleet for it. Oh well, you live and you learn, and that wasn't a terrible loss to the fleet. Let's go ahead and start the reinforcements. But I think that's, well, we'll call it. Ooh, sorry, I had to stretch there.
Nice.
The Empire remains strong. It's not an ideal shape. The Kaiser's still on his throne, but the Empire has been divided quite literally. So we're going to spend probably a bit more time rebuilding our fleet, but our next war will probably be a war to retake old territory. But on that note, I'm gonna make sure I save.
Good
just
idea.
in case.
Don't make a mistake I made very early in our Civ game.
And I think that's going to be it. I hope to see you guys tomorrow when we try out some Hitman. And then I think, let's see, is Nick still on?
I don't know.
He is, and playing Hades. That game looks
Awesome.
fun. But
Yeah,
I
that game does look real cool.
usually don't dabble in roguelikes, except for Crying Suns, because that's different.
It's the exception.
Go give Lanny a hello, or have a good night. Your choice. I'm not your boss. Either
It's true,
way.
he isn't.
Either way. Hope to see you guys tomorrow. So also, before Hitman, we also have the Talk Spot show with, I think,
Yes.
Lanny, Scott, and Taka. So
Ooh.
you can see them then, and then after that you can see me kill people. So have a good night, guys.
Bye!